As hot and humid as it is this morning, I'm not sure they're gonna wanna move. Because it's going to be so hot today, I need to set up a temporary wire down here so that the cattle can still walk up to the main corral and get into some shade when we're in the heat of the afternoon. I mean, there is a canal down at the end of the backfield that's always got water in it, and on these hot days you will oftentimes find them standing in that, but I've always thought they probably prefer shade. So something that I've considered doing is on this big dead spot behind me, I thought about taking one of the big pipes that I have and sinking it in the ground as deep as I can get it, and then building like a giant shade structure on it. My other plan is to start planting a bunch of trees here in the back pasture, but you know, when you plant a tree, it can take, I don't know, 5 to 10 years before it's big enough to really offer much shade. The nice thing about a shade structure that I build is when it's done, it's ready to go. But you know me, I'm good at thinking of projects. I'm not always good at finishing them, and for now we're just gonna run the temporary wire because I can get that done in a few minutes. 6.2 kilovolts will do it. It said we had 6 amps of draw, and what that most likely is just grass touching the wire. If it was a piece of metal or something that we needed to fix, it would be a lot higher amp draw than that. We're gonna get this wire set up, get these cows moved. We gotta go to another pasture, get those cows moved, and then I'm gonna try to find something to do in the LS this afternoon because I wanna be in the air conditioner. That's what's going on today on Farmertylerranch. All right, I got the lane set up here. It's probably about, I don't know, 30 feet wide. And, you know, hopefully that's gonna be wide enough for them. The goal, or the purpose of putting the lane here instead of just letting them walk through the pasture, which they could do now that the bulls are not over there in the bullpen, but I wanna try to save this grass. This pasture, I think, is like about 2 acres. So if I stock it up good, I can get an extra day of grazing out here. But if they have free access to it for the next 8 days, there won't be anything left. There's a wasp nest in that post there. And I just hope I remember it's there when I come to pull that box down. Add to the to-do list, spray that wasp nest and cap that post. They make one there every year. And yeah, it's always a problem. So I need to put a cap on that. 8.4, that's more than enough. And it occurs to me that I often check the wire and I say, oh, more than enough. And some people might be wondering, well, what is enough? And I've found that 2,500 to 3,000 volts is good in a rotational grazing setup like this. I would want more on a perimeter fence for sure, but just for interior fences, that is plenty. However, with that being said, it is the kind of thing where the more the better. So I'm happy to see 8,000 volts on this one. If you want to, I know it's hot. Well, they don't seem too excited about moving right now, which I expected, so we'll just leave the gates open, go do the other things we got to do today, and then hopefully this afternoon I'll catch them down there and I can close the gate. Well, here we are at the heifer pasture. Let's get these girls moved. I got to check their water down here, and then I'm sure I got a couple sprinklers to fix. Come boss. Come boss. He's in a hurry. There we go. I think that was everybody. I was so busy trying to film them, I forgot to count. Well, this group of cattle look fantastic, actually. They hardly have any flies on them. They're all slicked out. I'm pretty pleased. The number 18 calf over here that had pink eye looks good. The other two are not getting pink eye, which is also good. The teen mom heifer here, when I brought her over here, her eyes were weeping quite a bit, and now they look like they've stopped. So yeah, everybody looks good over here. Well, this is full. Water's full, clean, and seems to be working. So check, check, and check. There's one. Sometimes I forget I'm making a video and I forgot to film that entire repair pretty much, but you know, you get the idea. It's been several hours since I opened the gates up for the cattle to come back here to the back pasture, and looking at this mud here, there are no tracks. I don't think the cows have left that corral all day since we've been gone. That ought to give you some idea to how hot it is today. Well, and just as I say that, here they start coming. Well, that's good, because I wanted to do a little bit of tractor work in the corral, and it'll be a lot easier if they are not in there. So I better hurry up and go grab the tractor though, because I suspect they're not going to graze very long before they come back up for shade. Some of you have noticed that I smashed my finger. This has been a while ago. The way I did that was while I was unhooking this aerator, I was pulling hard on one of the pins, and then it finally sprung loose, and you know, the rest is history. So this time I'm trying to be extra careful. Almost did it again. Tyler, be careful. All right, got it done, all fingers intact. So what I'm doing today, this actually shouldn't take all that long. It's just something that's been needing to get done. And I might have actually talked about this before, but I want to come in here with the loader and clean out all the manure. Kind of right on the edge of the slab there is really where the mud gets deep in the wintertime. And everything that I clean out of there, I want to just dump right into the manure spreader, and I'll take it out to the front field, spread it this afternoon, and then tonight when I start the water, it'll kind of help that soak in. Once I get everything cleaned out, then the plan is to bring these wood chips in and fill in any low spots that I will inevitably make when I start scooping it. Well, it looks like everybody's out of here, but I would like to get eyes on that new solid black calf that was born, what was that, day before yesterday, I think, because if anybody is up here hiding, it'd be that one. Oh yeah, you guys probably won't be able to see him or her, but she's laying out here in the front pasture right on the other side of that pipe fence, so she shouldn't be in the way there, but I'll just have to kind of keep an eye on her, make sure I don't spook her when I start taking manure loads out. Well, I could do the 8N, but I'm not sure how much fuel it's got, so I guess we'll go with the New Holland. We maybe got 1 or 1.5 more buckets here to get this main spot that I wanted. And you can see, if you look down here, how dark this is. That's gonna be awesome for the pasture. Man, I don't know if the camera caught that, but when I was trying to back out of this pile, my back wheels started lifting up because that loader was so heavy. So I think I've talked to the guys at LS. They said I can do it. I just haven't done it yet. But I need to load those back tires, so I've got some rear end ballast and that doesn't happen again. Looks like I can fit maybe 1 partial bucket in this manure spreader. Looks like it'd be this little pile right here, probably about perfect. So we'll do that, and then we'll get the wood chips pushed in here, and then I'm gonna call it. There is more manure that I could excavate out of here, and eventually I plan to do it, but it's so hot. The cows are back up here at the gate. They wanna get back in the shade, so I don't wanna make them wait out there too long. The wood chips are spread out pretty good. When the cows get back in here, they'll spread them out the rest of the way. I've had some people ask me if spreading manure even makes that big of a difference, and the honest answer is that I probably won't really see any difference for the rest of this summer. But in the springtime, I would just about guarantee you that I can come out here and I'll be able to see these lines exactly where I spread this manure. So it definitely helps the grass grow. It improves the soil. There's a lot of good reasons to do it, but it's not going to give you an instant payoff. So that's all well and good, but I think the big accomplishment today is I got my yard cleared out finally. So now I'm free to start bringing back bales whenever I get a chance. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys, and I hope I'll see you again on Farmer Tyler Ranch.